Hello everyone, now welcome to my channel. Today we will learn about the automatic payment program. So what is automatic payment program? So before we understand this automatic payment program, let's understand what is that and why we use this. So in SAP there are two types of payment. One is manual and another one is automatic payment. So what is manual? Manual, which we have already seen in our previous uh, video, is that to make a payment to our vendor by using F-53. So here we can see that we have created invoice, then after that we made a payment to a vendor by using F-53. That is a manual payment. Okay, that we have already covered in our previous. And this one is we are talking about the automatic payment to our vendor. Okay, so how? So what is automatic payment? So automatic payment program is used by the cash rich companies by using automatic program payment can be made for multiple vendor for multiple invoices at one time by the system automatically. Just in a one shot, in a one goal, we can make a payment to our vendors, multiple vendor for a multiple invoice. We don't have to go for one by one. It's just run one go. In the one click, we can just make a payment. Um, I mean, there are not one click. It's just there are few steps which we needs to perform. But yes, it won't take much time. Just instead of going one by one, just we can run that uh, this T code F110. So what is that payment run? So this is we used to make a payment to a vendor, but before that, to perform this, we have to complete this 6 configuration in the uh, FBZP. This is the T code to set up a automatic payment program in the SAP. Once we set up this 6 step, after that here we need to uh, then we will in the payment run F110 we need to enter few things, and then in the one go we can make a payment to the vendor for the due invoices. Okay, so now we'll talk about the what are the advantages of system will verify invoice due date. Okay, through this system can verify the due date. System will generate the payment clearing document as well, and system will clear vendor account, and system will issue the check along with the payment advice, and system will update the check register as well. So all this activity will be performed by the system automatically. So generally company will run this program weekly, fortnightly or manually. So let's start this. So first is that we have to enter this T code FBZP, and then we can see the 6 step in our screen. So let's go that FBZP, enter. So here we can see that all company codes is the first, second is paying company code, payment method in country, payment method in company code, bank determination and house bank. So first step is all company codes. So here just select new entry. It's we are doing it from scratch. So our organization, our company code is RL11. Enter that, and here we will understand sending company and paying company. It's like paying company, like if organization has two company, let's suppose for RL11 and RL12, and RL12 organization say that okay, on behalf of RL11, RL12 will make a payment for the all the expenses. So it's like RL12 will be our paying company. Okay, so in our case it is not that. Is like RL11 is responsible for their own expenses. So here I just explained the paying company code and sending company code. So RL11 is also responsible. RL11 only responsible for their expenses. So in that case, we don't have paying company code. RL11 is a responsible. So now next is that cash discount and tolerance. So tolerance days for payable is like vendor. Here we have an option is like a vendor is giving us some tolerance day. So let's understand what is that. So what is grace period or like tolerance day? So let's suppose our document date is like we have a generated the invoice, okay, and the payment term is for 30 days. So after 30 days, we have to organization have to make a payment to the vendor. So that will be day somewhere around 19th January. Okay, so like today we have raised an invoice, and after 30 day is the due date is like within 30 days. So due date is like on 19 January, we have to make a payment to the vendor. Okay, otherwise vendor will start sending us a reminder to the organization. So vendor is agreeing, okay, we can give you 5 uh, plus more days as a grace period. Means like 30 days, like invoice due for invoice generated on 20th January plus payment term plus 30 days, and then when it is a day, sorry, Feb is 19 Feb plus 5 days. So here we are just telling to the system that plus 5 days, here like our vendor is agreeing to give us organization another 5 grace day to make a payment to the vendor. That we are defining in the system, but that is completely depend on the vendor agreement and all. As per that we have to maintain. Okay, so as the organization is liable to pay to vendor, so this is between vendor and the organization. So as per that, so now outgoing payment with the cash discount. If we are making a payment to the vendor before the due date, then maximum or like sorry minimum discount. What should be the minimum discount? 1% or 2%, like that. So yeah, in our case, I'm just leaving it blank. Okay, so you can do that. Then special GL transaction to be paid. Special GL transaction is that we have already covered is that down payment. If you want to make a payment by using this program F110 automatic payment, then we can make a payment through this also F110. So we want that okay, if there is any payment we have to do like down payment method A, here sorry special GL is A, and we can select that A, F, down payment request, and then another one is we have intangible asset down payment also, that you can write down here, A, F, I. Okay, and special date transaction for exception list. So once we run the F1110, there is some part of exception list where it's like this transaction should not that should come in the exception list, that I will show you once we run the F110. So those if you want to separate it, then you can select as A, F, H. Here we can see that A, F, we have a H security deposits, like something separately if you want to. I, so like this we can segregate that. So I will leave it blank. If you want to enter, you can just do that. Okay, or let's leave it. Okay, save this. So now next step, save this. And now paying company code. Okay, so now new entry RL11. Okay, so here we have to define the minimum amount of incoming payment. Let's suppose 100 rupees, and minimum amount for outgoing payment 100 rupees. Okay, minimum and the maximum here we are defining it. Okay, so this was the minimum, whatever the amount company wants to pay. So yeah, this is the minimum, they have said that. Okay, so now we will talk about the next, the form. As you can see, the form for the payment advice. So what is that? It's a remittance advice form. This form is the output of payment run. So once we run the F110, after that in the form we can see the all the details. So that form in the which format and all it should come. so that we can select here. By default it is some forms are already there which we can select. So here we will select you can D as in Germany. So what you can do, you can just go to Germany and select the payment advice form. D stand for Germany advice form. Okay, so you can select other one also, but we'll select the default one. Okay, so now the next one is EDI. So EDI is a electronic data interchange. So here is that huge number of remittance advice, and if it's like using EDI, it's a kind of interface. It will be sending all the form to the vendor directly to the vendor email address mentioned in the vendor master data. And it is little technical also. It's need to, I mean, we need to sit with the developer and to get it link here. So we are using this one, we EDI, we will leave it blank. And then we have a sender detail. Sender detail here we can just mention the whatever the detail in the ID, letterhead, footer or signature, all this thing we can just define here. So here we can just select ADRS standard header. You can just select see or header, footer, same like that. You can also select signature. Z is like if you have customized with the help of developer, then Z you have to select, and the sender signature. This. Okay, now save this. So now we have completed our first two step related with the company code. So now next is a payment method and payment method in the company code setup. So now the next step is payment method in country. So what payment method? Okay, so in which payment method we are going to make a payment to our vendor? What are the method? Okay, in which way? So here is like let's select that. First we'll see for India country. Here we can see the country and payment method. Okay, we can see that. So position we can see in the system if it is there or not, you can set up. So since it is already already training and development system, so here we can see, you know, there are other folks, they have already created their payment method, which is actually hardly to use the new one. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll just open the payment method check. C will make a payment to the vendor via check. Okay, so here we can see that so C, now we cannot use it because it's already somebody is using that. So we have an option that which is already there, which we can use it for our company code. So now, as of now, this is, we have not assigned for RL11. This is just for this country. Under that, they have a payment method C. Like that, they have a couple of organization, they have n number of company codes. So just a payment method is there and it can assign to different company codes. So now payment method is C is there. Let's see. So here new entry, we have to select country IN and then payment method C. Since we cannot save this, it will come as a already existing. I'm just showing it. Here we have to write the check payment. Okay, and outgoing, here organization is making a payment, so outgoing. And payment method classification, it is via check. Okay, and then here document for payment, here we have to select the document type. Okay, let's go. I'll explain from the previous one because I won't be able to save this. Position country India and payment method C, this will. Okay, so now here on document type for payment, here you can select here ZP, and for cleaning document we have ZVP. V. You can select that. Okay, for payment check, you just have to select check and document type for payment this and clearing for ZV. And then let's come to your here we can select street NPO, required master record specification on which we have to send it to the vendor. In this like we need an address so that we can make a so that we can send it this to the vendor. Okay, so now, yeah, so now what is this payment medium, what is that? So use classic payment medium program. So it is already there by the system is like RFF for US underscore C. So here is like this is the program where all the related with the check information. Okay, this is the program here, check related information will come here in this. Okay, or if it is something else with the bank transfer somewhere here it should be RFFOUS underscore T. Check needs to be printed as per that. Here all the information related with the check, it will come here. So in this, so this is for check purpose, all the information related with that, vendor detail, amount, check number, everything we can see here. Okay, so now we will go to the our next. This is done. Okay, so this is already there since it's a training, it's a already it's a user training server, okay, client. So we won't, it's like really hard to find any empty number here which is not already there, which is not there. Okay, so now let's suppose we have defined there, save this. Okay, now payment method in company code. So whatever the payment method we have created here, now we will assign that to our organization. Suppose so new entry RL11 payment method C. From here we can select check payment C. Okay, so now here we have to define the amount for a payment method C, maximum and minimum amount. Okay, so here minimum amount we are just mentioning 10 rupee. Okay, and maximum is like we should not limit, so we'll just entering 9999. Okay, and then payment per due day we will select that. Like those invoices are due for the payment, that only will add. If we'll select this payment per due date, those who are due only that will be select here. Okay, then form data. Okay, this format is actually long, so okay, so now this is the form data. So what is this form for payment medium? This is the standard form we'll be using that detail of the data, and we are sending once we run the payment program F110. So we have this. Okay, this is for check, premium check, this one F1110 premium check. Here whatever the format are there, that will is there in this script, it will come in that form. So once we run the F110, and foreign payment and foreign payment currency. So foreign business partner are allowed, foreign currency are allowed, and customer and vendor broad allowed or not. This is completely related uh, with the another currency and all. If you can just select that as per the organization requirement. Then save this.